Somebody tell me where the party at? 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 Where the party at?
Hi everyone. The way we're going to map this is first we have to turn on the effect in the mixer. I'm using Effects Unit 3. So I'm going to select Add In, Mixer, and Effects Unit 3. Now you will need advanced effects for this. And so whichever slot you're going to use advanced or you already use advanced effects in, you map it to that effect unit. Now I'm also going to then click on Learn. I'm using a knob for this, as you saw in the previous video. You can also use a fader and turn the knob, which shows up the value has been changed here to go with that knob. Now we do want this to be in button and on hold, so when we turn the knob, as soon as we turn it one notch, that it's going to turn the effect unit on and keep it on until we turn it all the way back to 0 to the left. And device target, I just left as device target. That way whatever deck I'm focused on or whatever deck is selected, then that is the deck that will use the effect. Now if you ever want to check to make sure that your mapping does what you said it will, want it to do rather, that you turn off Learn, then turn the knob and see if it turns on, for this example, Effect Unit 3 in the mixer in whichever deck you're selected in. So next we're going to go back to Add In, and then we're going to FX Advanced. Now the effect select, which we want to do first because we want to tell it to load reverse grain. So we need to turn Learn back on. Then I turn the knob. Well, I turned the wrong knob though on the first one. Let me go back. See, and I accidentally put that on the wrong knob. I'm still in Learn here. So I'll just turn the correct knob. There we go. Now on the effect select, we want to turn that into a button also, but here we want to be in direct. That way we can select which effects we want to load. And I want to do reverse grain right here. Now for device target, we want that to load into the, for me, the effects unit 3, because that's the unit I'm using for advanced effects. Now we're going to add in effects advance. We need to turn the unit on. Learn is still on, so I'll just turn the knob. We want this to also be a button in hold, and we want to change device target to effects unit 3. Now Learn is still on. I'm going to add in under effects advance. Effect button 1. Now what we want to do is make sure this is off whenever we twist the knob. So I'm going to turn the knob. It's Learn still on. Then we're going to go to button. And here we're going to select direct. And we want it to 0. So I double click and then hit enter to make sure it's got the value 0 there. And then under device target, select effects unit 3. We're also going to do that for the effects advance button 2. So we're going to map the exact same thing. Learn, turn the knob, button, direct. Even though it's already 0, I select and hit enter so it'll take that value. And then effects unit 3. Now we want to add in our effects advance dry wet. Learn, same knob. All this is on one knob. And here we do want to go fader knob, we'll just go button, direct, but here we want it to be 1, which is all the way on. And we also need to remember to select whichever effects unit that we're using. Now we're going to the advanced parameters, which effect parameter 1. Twist the knob. And here we do want to go back to being a button, because all I want this to do, direct, is be 100% on, which would be 1, but select, enter to make sure it takes that value, and effects unit 3. We're going to do this also for the effect parameter number 2. Twist the knob. Here I go to button, direct 1, enter, and device target FX unit 3. Now for the final parameter, we actually want to control that. So we're going to effects advanced, effect parameter 3, turn on learn, so we're turning the knob. And here we want to go direct, but I want to start off with the parameter in 100% and then work my way backwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select invert here. And in device target, effects unit 3. Okay. Now turn off learn. That should be everything we need. Now let's see how that works. Okay. In order to load the effect, if you notice my effects unit 3 has a delay in there. First you're going to want to turn the knob that you have mapped the reverse grain to and then turn it immediately back to the left in the off position to load the effect like this. And you'll notice that reverse grain loads with wet dry 100% and all the parameters are 100%. Now in order to grab your 4 beats, you're going to need to turn the knob one little notch. You should be about 98% and the reverse grain will turn on. That'll grab 4 beats and then you can start to wind it down. Now when you wind down, remember when you get to the very end it's going to have that just long tone, kind of like a siren that oscillates. And what you can do is when you get all the way to the end, whatever button on your controller is mapped to turn effects unit 3 on and off, then when you get to the end, make sure it's right where you want it, like at a break or something, and then hit the off button in order to stop the effect. And before the siren comes on, that way you wind down like I did in the first part of the video, and it just brings the song right back in. Now if you don't have a button mapped to that, what you're going to have to do is just very quickly turn the knob back all the way to the left. Unfortunately, it's not going to sound as good as if you just turn the effect off and bring back in on the beat. The other thing I did, I'm going to turn it back all the way to the right and turn the effect off. From here, if you just move the knob a little bit at any any little bit, it's going to turn the effect back on. And what I tend to do is I'll turn it on just a hair and let it get the 4 beats. Then you're going to start with the tone and you're going to want to wind up the song. And remember, when you get to the very end, you want to time it to come with a break or something like that, because when you get all the way back around to the right, it'll turn the effect off and then the music will come back on. And in the last example, did the same thing as in the first. Of course, we just dropped a song over the siren. Now realize that siren oscillates. It will go way up in volume and then way back down. So be careful if you're boosting the volume when it's at a lower tone. And hope you enjoy.